Everybody else ready to go. Be interested to see what Jack Muir can do from the back of the grid there. I think Sean Wallace, though, we saw him in the Extreme machine, getting a bit of a taste of that gold medal wear. And he suddenly realises those gold medals aren't exactly chocolate tokens, so... Oh, Jameson's jumped it, apparently. He's going to go for the flyer. Is he okay? That'll probably get noticed by somebody. I bet he's hoping in the sunlight he won't be able to see it, and it's flipping hard to see the grid from down there. Oh, what a surprise. Seabright is away, and the Aprilia, and Hardy's going to try and take that triumph to him, but I have to say that Aprilia has definitely been the class machine this weekend. I definitely rate both the riders. There's no two ways about that. Down the hill they come, and sure enough, Fenton Seabright, he's looking for that 48, isn't he? He knows he's got to get it in quick because he came across the back markers after just a few laps, really. Everybody safely through corners 1, 2, 3, up to 4. We don't see much action at Surtees. And when we do, though, it's usually quite spectacular as they go round McLaren's up towards Clearways. Look for that little bit of a track change on the inside there. Hit that and smoothly powering out. And look at Fenton Seabright already absolutely flying out in front there. So we're going to have a look at the movers and shakers on that, the opening lap. Who's done good, who's done bad. Making up a couple of places is Craig Dance there. Logan Stone, unfortunately, didn't get the start there. Nick Smith did get the start, makes up 3. Ollie Arben drops 4 on the Supertwins. So does James C. No, he goes back 1, sorry. Let's see, Jack Muir, get this, made up 21 places from the back of the grid. Jack has come across the line 6 in class. Now leading the way in that particular class at the moment, that being the Thunderbikes, is Jack Wallace. Sean Wallace. So Sean in 3rd place overall, which is a brilliant result for him at this early stage. Adam Jamieson is in 2nd, as Logan Stone in 3rd, but Muir is coming fast. Also, Nick Smith is behind, and Nick's no slouch either. So over the line we come once again. Sure enough, Seabright into the 50s, this time with Hardy behind him. Then it's Wallace, Dance, Wilkinson, Mann. Stone goes past on Jamieson, so he drops the place. So Logan Stone beating a former champion on that particular lap. That's impressive stuff. Arben goes past on Nick Smith. What are you seeing there,
Sean
mate?
Wallace is looking at the inside of Max Hardy there, but number 711 and they're 48, they're really going at it. But Sean Wallace just being forced to hold on to 3rd place for the moment. As I think that's Craig Dance up next, is it? Yes, Craig Dance. Then it's Luca Wilkinson in his first weekend on that ZX4R Kawasaki, having a good weekend in 2nd in class at the moment behind Craig. But Hardy and Wallace, less than 4/10 of a second, 400ths of a second separated them across the line previous time around. Seabright going purple again in sector number 1. He did a 50.2 last time around. Here he comes across the line. This time around it's a 49.8 kick.
He likes those 49s, doesn't he? He has, pretty much did those every single lap last time out. That time round it was Muir going past another 3 people, so making his way up to 5th place in class. His next target in class is going to be Nick Smith, who might be a little bit stronger. He's 3.5 seconds behind Nick at this stage, so he's going to have to work it pretty hard to catch it, because they're doing quite similar lap times actually, to within about a 10th of a second of each other. Sorry, no, yeah, it is a 10th of a second of each other. Arben goes past on Jamieson. Adams dropping back a little bit there. His best lap's a 52.8, so do wonder how strong he is. I tell you who's got the advantage here at the moment in that class is Sean Wallace, because Sean is chasing hard after young Max Hardy. Now, we know where Max's strength lies. It's in the corners. It was Rick Ballerini who pointed out that on that 955 Ducati in the power bike race, he was just gaining so much under the brakes, and in the corners, it's only in a straight line was he getting annihilated. Well, here, this is again where his strengths will be. So Sean will be desperately trying to hang on to the coattails of Hardy, and I think that's going to give him some really good lap times, because if we have a look, he's done a 51.705 there, which compares with the 51.3 of his rival. So actually, what Hardy is doing, because Wallace has got away with him, is he is dragging Wallace along, basically. So I think this could be a 2 in the day for Sean Wallace. So he's going to be definitely going home with a smile on his dial. Logan Stone doing another good job there in 3rd place on the bike sport bikes as well. He's up to 2nd place, because it's Adam Dalton. Somebody up for the top there at Druids.
Looks like Damien Lee on
Damien Lee, I'd say,
yep.
That's very distinctive colours. Damien's up, running away quite happily. Picks up a bit of his bike as he scarpers out of the gravel. And bits of his bike left on the track. Guys in orange quickly scoot those up. And of course that is the little TZR Yamaha, so that'll get picked up and scooped up. We did say you can run pretty much anything in this class. And Damien, unfortunately, joining the kitty litter there as Seabright sets another fastest lap last time round, a 49.
Yep, so 49.704 for Fenton Seabright on that previous lap there. And he's gone yellow in this first sector there, but of course we've seen previously you can get a purple lap time from 2 yellow sectors somehow, so I'm not quite sure how it works, but it does. And it's a 51.3 for Max Hardy on that previous lap as well. But Fenton now coming across the line to complete lap number 6. We're at half race distance, and that time around it's a 50.7.
So he's going slowly then.
Yep.
He must have hit the traffic then, that's what it is.
Malvern May just making a move there as they come down into Graham Hill Bend. So that is the battle for 8th in class. Just got to be inside of the number 50 of Tufnell there. So Alex Tufnell just being relegated now by Malvern May. And Jack Muir now ahead of Nick Smith. So that's the GSXR 600 of Jack Muir ahead of the CBR 600 of Nick Smith.
It's good riding there by Muir then from the back of the grid, and he's did a 51.7 as his best against the 52.4 for Adam Jameson. So let's see, that's 7/10 of a second, and he's going to make a 4. So yeah, I wonder if those two are going to be together by the end of the race.
Ryder down at Graham Hill Bend there, Keith.
Oops.
And so Ryder is up and perfectly okay. Looks like it could well be one of the 400 riders, but we'll wait and get confirmation of that one. Luca Wilkinson's not going through to the second set.
That's a great shame there for Luca. Yep, you're right. Doesn't look like he's managed to trip the timing beam out there, which is rather annoying for him. We'll wait and confirm that. They come across the line, and sure enough, Wilkinson unfortunately drops down the order. So Formula 400 rider Luca, first time out on this particular bike, and ain't going to go home. So the NW Racing team, well, got one hero, 1-0 in the van tonight, but hey-ho, nonetheless, it's been an impressive debut by Luca on that bike. I have to say he's putting in some good results there. So fair play. Hope we see the youngster out a little bit later there as Darrell Dance makes up a couple of places because he goes past the twin of Mann there, as well as, of course, his rival dropping down the field. So Seabright, Hardy, Wallace, Dance, Mann, Stone, Arben, Jamieson, Muir. Jamieson and Muir separated by, let's see, 2.5 seconds there over the line last time. Let's see what it is this time. Bit of chatter on the radio, mate. Something else happening out there?
Nothing that I can see immediately obvious there, but Luca Wilkinson now.
Sorry, mate, that was 3-4 abreast across the line there. That little gaggle went across the line. That was Muir, Jamieson, Dance, and Mann.
Like you can say Ollie Arben was in that one as well.
Yeah, sorry, Muir's behind them, yes, sorry.
So Craig Dance dropping 3 positions on that lap. But,
that doesn't take long, does it?
No, they're coming down from Druids now, and it's Ollie Arben now ahead of Craig Dance, and then that is Logan Stone up next, Alex Mann, Adam Jameson, and Jack Muir. And what's Jack Muir's lap times like with 3.5 laps to go?
He's flying, mate. He was 0.8 of a second quicker than Jamieson. That's been pretty consistent every single lap.
He's going to be in that group by the last lap.
Yeah, absolutely. And he'll, I don't know if he knows who he's racing against exactly, but if he knows that bike of Jamieson, he'll know desperately wants to get past them that as quickly as he can. Seabright and Hardy trip the timing beam over the back there. That's going to be lap 10, so there's going to be 2 laps left in this, the first round, very shortly indeed.
So Logan Stone having a look at the inside of Craig Dance, but not quite this time around. Craig Dance carrying a bit more corner speed there, runs it all the way out to the rumble strip, and Ollie Arben, all of this happening behind him, and coming up on a few lappers there as well. There's Logan running a little bit wide there. Didn't quite see what happened there. Did just outbrake himself, or just outbrake himself, says Matt Weatherall here, but well, he's got a little bit more work to do. And Jack Muir, I'm sure he's right onto the rear wheel now of Adam Jameson with 2.5 laps to go. Fenton Seabright already across the line in towards Paddock Hill Bend now. There goes Max Hardy in just a second. There he is coming across the line now. Is that him there? It's difficult to see with the sun.
Yeah, that starts making it hard. Yeah, there's a little bit of traffic there that they're playing with as well. So we're not going to see that lose in 48, I don't think, despite all the efforts. But Sean Wallace is looking very safe in the leader of the Thunderbike Sport there. And Logan Stone drops 4 places on the lap. He got well and truly beat up, but that's only overall. So he's still in 4th place. Okay, Seabright's doing his best to prove me wrong there. Has he got a clear track in front of him at the moment? No, or maybe he might have one last run. He's going to hit some traffic in a minute though, isn't he? Yeah,
he's coming across the line very shortly. There he goes now. He went purple in sector 1. This time around it's 49.5.
Oh, no, nothing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I thought it's the fastest lap of the race, but it's nothing absolutely amazing, and he's going to hit the traffic now, unfortunately. So that means we've got one last lap now. Jamieson had the gap between him and Muir got down to 0.3 of a second, and the pace the youngster was setting on that Suzuki, and Stone has dropped out. So this is going to be for second place. So Muir could come away from this round, maybe leading the championship. Going to have to look and do the math later, as my American friend says. Muir does indeed go past on Jamison that lap. In fact, Adam is 2.5 seconds behind him, so he must have had a big wobble somewhere. Mann goes past on Dance as well, so all chopping and changing still. This has been a very frantic race, the 3 classes, all very evenly matched, of course. And I imagine they've all got pretty much a smile on their Don. I think the biggest smile is going to be reserved to Sean Wallace, though, because 2 wins in the afternoon and a bit of extreme action as well with the silver medal there. He's definitely had a good run at it. Here we go then. The checkered flag goes out, and it is Fenton Seabright who does, what a surprise, make it 4 from 4. But I think Fenton's just paying us a visit. He is an international level rider at the end of the day. Max Hardy, I think he could well be just doing the BSB rounds as well, so I think his second place won't count for very much, but what will count is Sean Wallace there in 3rd place overall, but more importantly, first in the Thunderbike Sport class. Jack Muir, that's going to count. I don't know if Jack's doing the whole season, but of course plans change, and he's suddenly had a few good results over a weekend. Craig Dunce, I'm pretty sure Craig is just using this as a warm-up for the BSB, but nonetheless, that's a very solid result for the youngster on the 400, a solid 25 points. In twins term, Arbon actually, if those other 2 are eliminated from the points, that'll give Ollie 25 points or in the championship. And Alex Mann will pick up 20 as well. James Seathorpe gets 16 for his trouble because he's down there 5th in class. Logan Stone finishes a solid 3rd, so that's not too shabby at all, especially if you look at the people behind him. Adam Jamison, former champion in this class, and Nick Smith is a former champion in the 400 class twice on the sub-64 machine. He won